Because the fun never ends with these three best friends. The fun never ends with the boys. With the boys.
You are listening to WIUX LP Bloomington. This is the Boys Cold 1 Hour. Thank you all so much for joining us. I'm Billy.
I'm Clay.
I'm Jonathan.
And we have a special guest that we'll introduce
in a little bit.
In just a second.
Can't wait. So for right now, just crack open a nice cold one.
Yeah,
cold one.
Find your favorite one.
Say
pop it
twice.
open.
Say it 3
Extra
times.
cold.
Cold.
There we go.
Sounds
Ideally
amazing.
from the freezer, you know.
From the freezer, from the tundra, from the Arctic. All right. Who are those boys on the radio? They've got some cold ones and their own show. Open up your ears, listen to us. Forget your fears, there's no need to fuss.
Cause the fun never ends with these three best friends. The fun never ends with the boys.
With the boys. Hi, we are the Boys Cold 1 Hour, as you know. We're here again to spend another evening with you.
And thank you for coming back again and listening.
Thank you for coming back again. We thought you might not after all those blunders we made.
No, I believed in them.
But you came back. Thank you so much.
We're gonna be back.
So just sit back and grab a cold one, and it's been a really hot day. So get a really cold one.
Way too
hot for October, definitely. Mm-hmm. And you were just listening to, before our show, not Garage Pod with Bristol.
No.
Bristol's not here today. We hope she's listening right now with a cold one. We hope that no matter what she's doing, she's safe and she's feeling well.
Yeah, so today we have a very special guest.
It's a very special guest.
Steven, would you like to introduce yourself?
All right, yeah. Thanks, guys, for having me on the show.
So tell us a little bit about yourself. What's your name?
I'm Steven.
What is your favorite... We always ask this question.
Yes.
I feel like this is the best way to get to know someone.
Really good
on
icebreaker.
a really deep
You either know whether to hate him right away or love him right away.
Exactly.
This is kind of the key thing right here. So, Steven, what
I hope you're the right answer.
is your favorite cold one again?
Yeah, so my favorite cold one, this is a little throwback to episode 1 with Jonathan's favorite cold one.
This is a loyal fan.
It's chocolate milk.
Oh, yeah.
Great choice.
I feel that. When's your favorite time to drink this cold one?
I go all times.
All
Any time of the
times?
day. Sometimes you wake up 2, 3 in the morning, you just need one.
Yeah.
Definitely.
I
That'll
understand.
comfort you. That'll put you to sleep.
Yeah.
Do you do the Jonathan approach and do you ever drink a chocolate milk flavored cold one right after you work out?
Oh, always. It's a post-workout essential.
Does it make you feel good?
It makes me feel strong.
Oh, very, very strong.
That's how you get thick.
That chocolate, that chocolate goes straight to your muscles.
Mm-hmm.
People don't realize that. All right, so like always, we're going to talk about the boy wonder and the boy blunder of this week. Let's start with the boy wonder. The boy wonder is somebody who did something really, really amazing, deserves to be recognized.
The best boy of that week.
The best boy of the week, which this week, he went, I think this is our 6th episode. He went 6 episodes without ever being recognized for a boy wonder. So we got to give it up for Billy McDunn.
Yeah, Billy. Well, congrats, finally. Probably overdue, honestly.
Okay. Come on. This is my one. Don't
Maybe not overdue. Maybe it's like a little too soon, I think.
A little too soon.
A little too early, you know what I mean?
No.
I mean, I haven't been the blunder yet either, okay?
That's true.
Well,
But I'm glad to be the wonder.
You've been the blunder. We'll just wait around for a second. You won't be disappointed.
Wait, what?
Okay. Wait, so why is Billy
So he's the boy wonder because today, me and Billy went to go get our WIUX sweatshirts, which we're all wearing right now.
Oh, yeah.
Very comfortable, very handsome looking sweatshirts. Modern design, they're green. And when we got there, we had no idea what to do because it was kind of weird. There were like 1 million people there on their computers. Excuse me.
Lots of people working, doing different things.
Yeah.
And we needed to talk to Emily.
We needed to talk to Emily.
Emily is the head of the promotions committee.
As you know from further episodes, she's our boss, the head of the promotions committee. She's a very merciful ruler, though.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
She's very.
She almost fired me after all my blunders last week.
She almost fired him. She decided not to.
She decided not to.
A lot of people say she rules the promotions committee with an iron fist, but there's a little bit of
it's a loving iron fist.
There's a little olive branch attached to that fist.
Yeah, exactly. It's like a peaceful iron fist. So she's so busy though. She's working away really, really hard. And me and Billy don't want to disturb her, but we really want these sweatshirts because we've been excited for how long for these sweatshirts?
Pretty much. Before I even knew that WIUX was a thing, I mean...
I was like, one day I'll see this radio sweatshirt. I want it right away. So, Billy goes up to... So we were like, we don't know who to ask. We're both so nervous. Emily, if we disturb her from her work, it could be a nightmare. She could freak out, you know. I mean, she never has in the past, but, you know, we've been committing so many blunders. This could be the one blunder that pushed her over the edge.
Oh, man.
She could freak out. So we were looking around for the sweatshirts. We couldn't find them anywhere. And then Billy bravely volunteered. He said, I'll go ask Emily. I'll accept her wrath if she's angry. And if not, I'll accept the sweatshirts.
Yeah, I'll take the fall for you guys.
And Emily was furious. Just kidding. She was very nice. She was very nice. She got us the sweatshirts right away. They looked amazing. They fit us really well. We look amazing in them. Mm-hmm. And we'd like you to get them too. You can't anymore, but maybe next year you can get some. So that is why you're Boy Wonder, because you bravely asked Emily, who rules with a peaceful.
Thank you so much.
Fist.
Thank you for this award. I'm glad to be recognized, and you're welcome for the sweatshirts.
Thank you so much. Yeah.
So how about
enjoy them?
Yeah, well, I am enjoying them right now. We're all in the studio wearing them right now with our WIUX training pants, WIUX sunglasses. We look really, really good right now. So, Billy, how about you talk about the boy blunder of this week?
Okay, so the boy blunder is the boy that messed up the most, pretty much the opposite of the boy wonder. Hopefully, this isn't me. I haven't been this yet either. But for this week, hopefully I'm not announcing myself. That'd be awkward. Okay, let me open the envelope here. And the boy blunder of this week is...
That's not me, please.
Jonathan!
Oh, yay!
Oh, man. Dude, I just keep taking L's. Like, this is sad.
All right, so what happened?
You Boy Wonder more than anybody else.
That's true.
See?
It balances out.
This last week, we had a really special thing. Our first crossover with another WIUX show.
And true Boy Colin fans listen to it.
Yeah, Willkommen to das Show. They're on Fridays.
We had a special mashup episode, Willkommen to das Boys.
Yeah, Willkommen to das Boys, a crossover episode with them this past Friday at 2. And don't worry, we'll have them on the show in one of the next upcoming weeks.
We had a blast, though.
It was really fun.
Me and Billy were able to talk a lot. We were very charming, very
handsome.
Yeah, very handsome.
Sadly, I wasn't there.
Well,
nope.
You were there. You were there, but let's just say you weren't there. You were in your own little world.
He was not there. He was in his own little bubble.
So that's really the main reason. It was really embarrassing because Jonathan showed up, and I mean, he was really sick. He probably should have stayed home.
Deathly sick.
And so he's coughing. He was pretty much like bent over on the side, curled up into a ball.
Yeah, he didn't even sit in a chair. Yeah, he was writhing around on the ground.
He barely talked. Willkommen to Das Show, as you know, is one of the most finest programs on WIUX.
He was actually wearing a hospital gown.
High level prestige
an IV pump in the studio.
We're trying to make a good impression with the boys Colin Hour, and instead he's coughing up fur balls.
He comes into this IV pump. He gets it like wrapped around the headphone cords. He smashes it all over.
Okay, well that actually didn't happen.
No, that actually didn't happen. He didn't break the IV pump, but he comes in and he just lay on the floor. And every time we need to ask him a question, he did
a great Christian Bale.
Let's just say the Dark Knight was rising again in the WIX studio that night.
Yeah. Okay, guys. Well, I have to come clean here. I haven't wanted to tell you because it's something I'm a little bit embarrassed about. I actually have a twin brother.
Oh, Blonathan.
I couldn't be there because I had a class.
Oh, that's why you couldn't be there.
And I sent him because I thought he could do a good job. You know, he's been through a lot of hard times in his life. He's really sick right now.
Yeah,
but I thought he could pull it off. I'm sorry. Please don't judge me based on my brother.
We might need to reassign the boy blunder of the week to Blonathan.
Blonathan? Okay, if that's your excuse.
Because Blonathan also it was a big risk for us to even be in there. Yeah, we felt bad for the.
I'm sorry. I'll talk to him about that.
Near the end, he was.
You really can't blame him though. He's a good guy at heart. So
I mean,
sorry about falsely accusing you. Then
he was.
I feel bad now.
But I mean, he was unresponsive by the end. Mm-hmm. He was curled up in a ball, and we thought he may have, passed into.
He's okay now. We should say that.
He's made a huge recovery, and he's back playing for the IU basketball team, where he plays his point guard.
Yeah,
it's not true.
Okay. Jeez, what's even true? What
is he? I mean, like Jonathan just turned this whole blunder thing on its head. This is also our first blunder that's not been committed by a boy.
That's true.
Oh, yeah.
It's been committed by Blonathan, a total outsider.
All right. Well, that was the boy wonder and the boy blunder of the week. Okay, so we're moving on to today's topic, which everyone goes on field trips.
Field trips are supposed to be really
during
fun.
School. So today's topic is field trip fails.
Because when you're going to go on a field trip, it's going to be fun. You're going to not have school all day. You might go somewhere really cool. You might go to the zoo. Mm-hmm. Heck, you might even go to McDonald's. But some field trips are horrible.
It just doesn't go as planned.
Or weird, or just strange in any variety of ways. So that is going to be our topic today. Billy, maybe you could start us off with a field trip fail that you experienced.
Okay. I mean, I didn't have any too super traumatic field trips. I mean, nothing super crazy or anything. I do remember, I don't know if this counts as a field trip. So I was on, in speech and debate back in high school and all. and we had a speech tournament at Harvard University, actually.
Ooh.
And so we had there was like
Harvard Community College or Harvard University?
Yeah, Harvard Community College,
Harvard, Indiana?
University from Harvard, Indiana. Yeah.
Good
So
deal.
it was an overnight trip. No, it was actually in Massachusetts. But anyways, so we had an overnight trip there.
So it's Harvard Beauty School.
Yeah, Harvard Beauty School. Essentially, we all, it was an overnight trip. Well, it was like a weekend trip, so we were there for multiple days. And actually, I think it was Saturday. Our speech coaches, shout out if you're listening to this. I mean, hopefully you are, Mr. Mayor. Anyways, so
Mr. Mayor is the name of your speech coach?
No, Mayor, no. He was not the mayor.
Is this like Arrested Development?
He was not the mayor.
It's like
of
Mr.
anything.
Manager?
No, that's not what this was. It was actually mayor. It wasn't spelled like mayor. It was spelled differently. But to cut to the chase, they were like, hey guys. Oh, by the way, there was like blizzards happening. I should mention that. There were like blizzards happening at this place, snow everywhere. We would walk past like bike racks and like the entire, like the snowbanks would be so high they would cover up the entire bikes. So Mr. Mayor was like, okay guys, we might get snowed in, like the tournament might be canceled tomorrow. So you guys need to stock up on food because we might not be able to leave the hotel. We might have to actually stay there. So they brought us to like the grocery store or whatever. And, all of us, we're kids, we're cool or whatever. We're like, okay, yeah, right. We're going to get snowed in. What do you think this is? A horror movie. We'll be fine. We'll be fine.
That's what
so
you
like
thought. You were
people
wrong.
bought I'm pretty sure I bought like a small bag of Doritos and I ate it like on the way back to the hotel. No one took it seriously. I think some people bought stuff that wasn't even food. You know what I mean? Like someone bought like a t-shirt. So we didn't get any food. Well, some people did, but
T-shirts can be food in like a really severe situation.
For pretty much everyone, no one actually bought any of the like necessities in case we got snowed in. And of course, the next day, a blizzard hit. We were snowed into the hotel. The tournament was canceled for all of Sunday. We were stuck in the hotel, and we weren't allowed to leave, and we just had to eat their hotel food 24/7. And let's just say,
Was it good at least?
No,
or?
I mean it was
No.
just. It was overpriced. It was, you go down to that little like convenience store. You try and buy like a bag of soup, or they don't come.
Bag of soup.
They don't come in bags anymore. That's how crazy this place was. They were selling bags of soup, like
They
small
sold
little
soups in
bags, like
bags.
$12. Total
They
ripoff.
just took a sandwich bag and they dipped it
Yeah,
in
so
soup.
that was a
Had
field
soup.
trip gone wrong. I mean, it was cold. It was actually a lot of fun though, because we had an entire day where we just got to like hang out in the hotel, go to the pool, watch movies. It was a fun time. But
That sounds fun, but it also definitely sounds like a field trip fail.
exactly, definitely a fail. And we'll talk about some more fails, and
Right
we'll hear a little
after
bit from our
this.
friend Steven over here.
Steven.
But first, we have some musical selections for you.
And real quick, before you do that, make sure you're following us on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter. Tweet us.
Hashtag Cold One Boys.
Thank you. And listen to the song we picked out special for you.
Enjoy.
And you're digging some pure student radio here on WIUX.
Oh, you just listened to a song. We don't know the name of it. That's okay. Sergey, can you tell us the name of that song, please, if you have it?
It was called Walter. It was called Walter Cicada.
Walter Cicada. Walter Cicada.
Wow,
Thank you.
great.
That was specially picked out. It
was actually made.
by Sergey. That's why we didn't know it.
Yeah,
That whole song was actually made through a orchestra of cicadas, all making sounds at once. Yeah, that's what
Okay.
it's called.
Wow.
Of course, you bring the bugs
Yeah, of
back
course
into
the-
this.
Hey, I'm just
Mr.
saying,
Bug over
cicadas are pretty amazing, and Walter is pretty amazing for getting them all in one place.
That's true.
So,
All right. So back to some field trip
continuing our
fails.
topic of field trip fails, I think I'd like to talk about a little field trip fail I had.
Okay.
So every year, we went to Skateland, which if you're from Indianapolis, Skateland is like way out by like way down 38th Street. It's kind of in the middle of nowhere, but it's this huge complex. It's all brick. There's no windows at all, with this giant dinosaur skating painted on the side of it. And you go into Skateland, and it is like the most skating rink place ever. There's disco balls. There's like really nachos with really cold cheese being sold for like
cold one cheese.
$20. Yeah, the cold ones come in nacho form actually. And this was a big deal. This was like the fun field trip. We didn't have to learn anything. It was the skating. Only the smart kids got to go, or the kids who behaved. You know, the bad kids had to watch the skates. No, I'm just kidding. But so we went to Skateland, and it was really fun for most people. It was fun for me because I got to hang out with my friends, but also I was not very good at skating, and I got really nervous when people were skating nearby me because I thought we were going to collide. And so that wasn't helped by the fact that all the older kids, I want to say I was in second grade when this happened, all the older kids were skating backwards. And we had this one teacher who was over and over again saying, y'all better not be skating backwards, over and over again. But he was like skating while doing it, which kind of destroyed any authority he had. He was just kind of skating around. He'd see somebody skating backwards and be like, y'all better not be skating backwards, over and over again. And eventually, the Skateland employees said over the thing, don't skate backwards, it's dangerous, over and over again. This skating teacher's words were not enough. They had to get the actual organization in on it. And eventually, they said, okay, everybody off the skating floor. You are not listening to the rules. We are not going to have you ever again. So they kicked all the kids off the skating floor.
Oh, no.
And one girl was very upset by it.
Wow, was she skating backwards?
She was like the best at it. She was like
At skating backwards?
Yeah, she was like a master at it. I was terrified of her because I kept thinking she was in the cloud with me, but she was like skating backwards
really
like a swan.
Like she had eyes in the back of her head.
She had eyes in the back of her head, and she was just navigating it perfectly. I think the song playing was maybe something by like Chingy or Nelly back then. That was always really big. And everyone was having a ball. So when this girl found out that she couldn't skate anymore, she got so angry. She took off one of her skates and she threw it at the disco ball. Actually, saying it now, I think it might be a different story. I think she might have kicked up her legs in frustration, and her skate slipped off her foot and went skyward, straight towards the top of the sky. Or in this case,
And it never came back down.
it never came back down. No, it actually embedded itself in a big glass disco ball.
No way.
And the glass from the disco ball fell all over this kid. And we never, ever got to go back to Skateland.
Oh, no.
It wasn't even her. Like, it would have been kind of like poetic justice if she, like, kicked the skate up and it fell on her. No, it fell on a completely unsuspecting kid.
Oh, man.
And it was funny because he was not very upset about it, but she was very, very, very upset about the whole incident. And then obviously we couldn't skate because there was glass all over. So that is my big field trip fail. So thanks to that girl for making it so we never went back to Skateland, because I kind of hated it because I was scared. So this isn't even a sarcastic thank you. Like, thank you for making it like that.
Wow. Okay then, Jonathan, do you have any weird field trip fails?
Weird field trip arrangements?
Yeah, definitely. A field trip that really impacted me was when I actually went to prison.
Okay.
All right.
No, you're not supposed to talk about that on the show.
Not your personal
I don't
endeavors.
think that was a field trip, John.
I don't think that's a field trip. That was a court-ordered field trip.
Yeah, it was a court-ordered field trip. It was something I had to do, but I feel like I really learned a lot from my time in jail.
Okay.
Like I was behind closed doors, and I wanted to be out of those doors, and it just really taught me a lot about myself.
Exactly.
I learned a lot about the mentality of a prisoner. I learned a lot about the attitudes of the guards.
Exactly.
And I just, it was something I didn't enjoy.
That doesn't sound like a field trip fail. That sounds like it sounds like you grew a lot.
I grew a lot through it.
Wait, are you talking about
that's honestly the
Are you
point
talking about
of
when you went to
prison.
jail last year, or when you visited a jail at school?
I think it was around like 8th grade. I went to jail. Actually, It was like me and some of my classmates.
Oh, you had a conference?
Yeah, my teacher was there too.
Okay.
I
Teachers
think
these
you
days.
might have not understood.
I'll
what
let
was
you guys.
happening.
I'll let you guys decide for yourselves what it was that we were doing in that classroom that led to that. But it's definitely not someplace I want to go back to.
Was this like a Scared Straight program? Like,
It was not a Scared Straight program. It was a little bit more real than that.
Did they yell at you?
They
The
did
prisoners?
not. They were actually not too mean to us, but.
Did they throw like soup? I feel like they throw soup at people. Do they do that too? They throw bags of soup at you?
Yes, I did have that once. I also tried some of the soup. It was not very good. I'm not gonna
good
lie.
soup at all.
I'll give that like a 1 out of 5. Would not eat it.
So 2 of our field trip fails involve bags of soup. Who would have thought?
So like, what rating did you give the soup on Yelp after that?
I gave it a 1 out of 5. Yeah,
I mean, that's fair.
that's
That's
fair.
what he goes
yeah.
to.
Exactly, and you have to like, it's like let them know it's not good so they can fix it.
Yeah, I mean, and it was hot soup. Like who likes hot liquid?
I hate hot soup. Please.
Honestly.
I just like my soup straight out of the can, baby. Get it from the grocery store.
Cold one soup.
Throw it in the
Cold
fridge.
one soup, they give, the reason they have hot soup in jail is because practically everyone in jail is in the hot one mafia.
That is true.
That's how they end up there. It's a really sad path. Don't get your kids started on it if you have children.
I
if
was
you're
almost
planning.
down that path for a time, but I got out of it. I'm a stronger person.
A lot of people don't realize that Jonathan is definitely the bad boy of the group.
Oh, I mean, you should know that
Like
by now.
he's in here right now. He's got a leather jacket with spikes on it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He's on a motorcycle right now.
First of all, he's got the WIUX sweatshirt.
Yeah.
Oh, and then over that, he's got a spiked leather jacket.
He's on a big black horse with a black cowboy hat. He's just riding around in circles around the studio.
Yeah, I have WIUX tattooed on my forehead.
Right, definitely, definitely. So Jonathan, he comes across as the boy next door, but really he's the boy next door in the state penitentiary, and the boy in the next cell. Am I right?
Yeah.
I'm not gonna lie, that's not too far from the truth. So.
All right, so I'm gonna thank you for that, Jonathan.
Yes,
I have a lot of questions that you're like.
It took a lot for me to say that on air, but
brave, very brave. So now it is I'll return to my original segment. When I used the Clay's Lays of the Days last week, I thought it was funny, but a lot of people had big problems with it.
Yeah, our ratings plummeted.
Ratings plummet. A lot of people just turned it off as soon as that. They said, they weren't mad about the Herman Wells thing at all. They just said, you do not.
Eat off.
Don't do it.
No? Oh, jeez.
They just didn't say one. They said, don't you never, ever do that.
Clay's Layers of the Day was actually very well received. However, we did promise that Fast Flick Facts would be back. We're just trying out some new segments,
So I'm returning to Fast Flick.
Dealing with the playing field here.
Fast Flick Flax with Clay. So I'm going to talk about a little bit of a serious movie this time. I started the whole show talking about a French movie. I'm going to be talking about a different French movie for this one. So
Oui, oui.
with the other day, oui, exactly. Gracias. Thank you for saying that.
Okay, that's not even the right. Okay.
What? Okay, I speak. I speak like Queen's French, so like I say things like gracias, stuff like that. And so I was watching this movie. I think it's called. A lot of people call it Les Mis. Like fans of the movie call it Les Mis. But it's a very sad movie. Lots of singing in it. Lots of heartache. Lots of really dirty, like kind of dirty people. Like I mean, I don't mean like dirty consciences. I mean they literally had dirt on them. Lots of really gross people in Les Mis.
All right.
I was watching it. I was enjoying it. But I gotta say, I was. It was pulling on my little heartstrings, if you know what I mean. It was making me very, very sad. This whole movie, it's about this guy. I watched it in French, so I didn't know what he was talking about. But
what's the full name of the movie?
I'll get to that. So I was watching this movie about this guy, and he's singing songs. I think he wants to join a band, is the story, and his ex-bandmate comes after him to make him sign a record deal or something that. Yeah, I'm not exactly sure what goes on.
You must be pretty good at reading lips then, right?
Well, I'm always a good interpreter. I've always been praised as that. So usually with movies, I don't even listen. I just watch and see what's going on. I don't know how to read lips, though, actually. So about partway through the movie, I said, this movie made me feel horrible. This is a sad movie. I hate it. No, I'm just kidding. I didn't hate it. But it made me really, really sad, and I never wanted to see it again or have anyone else see it. And so I looked up Les Mis. Like, what does that even mean? This is like a nickname for this. Why didn't I know this movie's going to be sad?
Oh, here we go.
I looked up the real name for the movie. The title for this movie is Les Miserables.
Less miserable?
I thought this was going to make me less miserables. This made me more miserables. Am I right?
Man, that's false marketing, right?
That's false. So retitle the movie More Miserables, or not even miserable, More Miserable, and then you'll have yourself a Oscar winner. Just re-release the movie with a new name. Less Miserable. It did not work at all. It made me much. It did not make me any less miserable. My life is already miserable. I don't need that movie in it.
Wow. Well, that was a really great fast flick fact. Fast flick fact. All right, but yes,
I can't read it. The teleprompter's going too fast.
Yeah. So now we're gonna hear from our special guest,
Steven.
Steven.
Do you care if it's Steve or Steven?
No, it's fine either way.
Well,
okay, cool.
I go by all names.
All names, even names that don't belong to you.
Yeah, also I go by Blonathan sometimes.
Wait a second.
Whoa.
You know, he does have a leather jacket on right now too, so I think I see the resemblance.
So Steven, what's
Chocolate milk too.
Can you explain this?
Oh my gosh.
The chocolate milk bond.
It all falls together now.
That is all your alleles and DNA.
So Steven, can you explain your segment to us?
Yeah, so we are working with, it's called Pet Peeves or Pet Steves.
Ooh. Can you explain the rules to us?
Yeah, so what you don't know about me is that I'm actually a very annoying person.
That's not true.
People get very frustrated
Not true
around
at
me.
all.
And so over my time knowing the three cold one boys, I've discovered their pet peeves. Each one of them has one pet peeve that is just the worst for them. And
Yeah, and you've like violated all those pet peeves a bunch of times.
He's been staying at the three of us share an apartment. He's been staying there for a few weeks.
yeah, I pretty much just bounce from bed to bed.
Literally, he just jumps in our bed and bounces on.
Yeah, usually an hour-long rotation.
Oh man.
Exactly.
So make sure nobody can hit REM is the goal.
Just right before REM, you gotta get us there.
So I've been finding out everyone's pet peeves, but I also perform some other annoying acts that don't bug them as much, and that's called a pet Steve.
Okay.
It's just a thing that I do, a little quirk that I have. And so what we're going to try and do is figure out which one is somebody's pet peeve and which one is just a pet Steve.
Okay, sounds fun.
Okay.
So the pet Steve, is that a false pet peeve?
So it's a false
pet peeve. Yeah.
Just to clarify.
Just something that I do.
All right.
It like kind of annoys people, but not that bad.
Right.
Okay.
All right.
So,
It's not our pet peeve.
yeah. So first up, we have Clay.
Okay.
So this is a pet peeve I've discovered that Clay has. And so I'm just going to tell a story. And Jonathan and Billy are going to try and work together to figure out which one's the pet peeve and which one's the pet Steve.
Okay.
Sounds good.
This was a while back, actually. Clay and I had sort of a deeper relationship. We were out to dinner one night.
Where'd you go?
McDonald's.
Oh, I would have thought Taco Bell.
No, only the classiest places.
Yeah, exactly.
And Clay clearly speaks
I
French.
speak French. It's a French establishment. McDonald's. What the fun does? Yeah, it's pretty easy for me.
And so there we are. We're eating. He's got his quarter pounder. And it just looks delicious, and so it's sitting there on his plate, and I just eat it off his plate. I'm just taking.
That's the worst.
I'm taking his fries. I didn't ask. So that was one thing that maybe got on his nerves, and then the worst thing maybe was right before we get the check at McDonald's, because it was like one of the fancy ones, the French version. I'm just Clay. I forgot my wallet again, and so he had to pay for it.
Oh, interesting. Wow. Okay, so I know both of these things have happened to Clay.
Definitely.
In the past.
Definitely.
People have eaten his food. People have made him pay.
Yeah, I think knowing Clay and knowing how much he loves food, maybe a little too much, you might say. But I think knowing Clay, he might be a little bit more annoyed about the loss of the food than the loss of money, honestly.
Yeah, I actually would agree with that, because I know he's had some experiences. I have heard him complain about people eating his food, and he's covered. He's been very generous. He's covered people before. Yeah. So do we want to go with?
I think that's the one. Yeah, I think it's the food.
All right,
you're completely right.
Congratulations.
Oh yeah,
you know me well. I hate it when people eat off my plate without asking, but I don't mind taking the check for people.
These guys really know how to annoy each other. That's good.
They've done all these things, both those things to me many, many times.
Sign of a true friend.
You know, Clay's been blessed with a lot of money, so he can.
I have been blessed with a lot of money, good looks, great physique, and someone else put up.
This isn't Clay's brag hour.
So next up, we've got Billy.
Okay.
And so this is another story. So after Clay and I had separated, we'd parted ways because I kept eating his food. I figured I'd go down the Cold One Boys line, and Billy and I were out on a date.
You just gotta put it out there.
Where'd you go?
How many times are you gonna eat dinner? This is the same day.
Is this McDonald's again, or
no, much fancier. We moved up to Arby's.
Arby's.
Yeah.
Arby's. So first you eat Clay's food, then your food, and then you're eting with me. Wow, I did not know that.
Do they have meat there, or?
Yeah, more meat.
Okay.
They've got the meat.
They've got it.
They got it.
Yeah.
They got it.
So there we are. Billy is talking to me, and I'm just not paying any attention. He's talking. I don't know what he probably, his hopes, dreams, what he wants to do with his life. I think some struggles he was going through. Maybe, yeah. I just wasn't really paying attention, to be honest. I was texting,
Billy will spill his heart to anybody,
tweeting, and that sort of thing. And
retweeting at the boys cold one.
Yeah,
hashtag cold one boys.
always.
This guy's so annoying. Hashtag cold one boys.
Yeah. So that's that goes on, and then. Of course, there I am talking about, once he gets done blabbering about whatever he's talking about, I just keep talking about Clay, who's, my ex at that point. And so that's probably pretty annoying as well, is just continually bringing up Clay and how Clay is better than Billy in a lot of different ways. So the physique, the money, all that good looks. So
I was blessed.
So now Jonathan and Clay have to figure out.
So Jonathan, one of the things I love about Billy is if you talk about something he likes, he can talk about it forever and ever and ever.
Yeah.
And I don't think he necessarily needs a participant. I don't think he necessarily needs an audience. I think he just kind of likes to talk, but not like even in a vain way. He just is so excited about certain things, like superhero movies.
That's true. Yeah.
Oh yeah, I love the superhero.
So I could technically see somebody constantly talking about the same thing over and over again, driving him nuts. Because I actually think whenever like a blunder happens and we bring it up a lot, it really drives him crazy.
Yeah. And what was the other pet peeve again? Sorry.
The other pet peeve was nobody listening to him, which I don't think bothers him. Which is one of the things I love about him, is that he can just talk a lot.
Okay. Yeah. No, I'll go with you on that one. Yeah.
Okay, that's what I think's the answer. I hope so.
I think that Clay must not be listening to Billy.
You got it wrong.
Telling him how annoyed he is that he's not listening.
But if I'm never listening to you, does it annoy you?
What?
So.
Oh, awkward.
Yeah, that probably is.
Sorry, I guess you guys don't know me.
Yeah, it's explaining a lot of things, maybe.
Geez.
What's going on. But
We're getting deep on the show here. Wow.
This is going to create some serious visions.
We're exposing ourselves.
Okay, really?
So last, but definitely not least, we have Jonathan. Okay. So Jonathan and I never went on a date. We might be twin brothers, so we're not sure.
That's wrong.
Yeah, that would just be wrong to go on a date.
We could never do that. But so Jonathan and I were just hanging out, enjoying some cold ones, chocolate milk. We split a gallon in one sitting.
Sounds like a nice non-date.
Nice non-date, of course.
Just a bros night.
A non-dairy date, a bro-dairy date.
Yeah.
A boys cold one night.
Exactly. And so he's telling me a story that he's got this just huge crush on, right? I don't know. She's like a DJ or something. He's telling her about how she's just a great singer. I don't really know what she does. I don't know much about her. But I'm just like, Jonathan, I could care less about how great she is at singing. I don't really care. But so that seemed to maybe take him off a little bit to say that I don't care. But I couldn't care less. But and then he just keeps going on, and I just just went up and left and went to the bathroom or something and came up with an excuse like, Jonathan, I'm just gonna drink this half gallon of milk as fast as I can and get out of here. So that kind of annoyed him too, making excuses in order to leave early.
Okay, Billy. So this is up to me and you. Is that the whole thing?
Oh, yeah, that's it.
So the two pet peeves are saying you don't care about what he's talking about. And making excuses.
Well, it was specifically.
So I said I could care less.
Okay.
I could care less.
I have a feeling that's what it is.
Wait, I could care less bothers a lot of people. Because you're supposed to say I couldn't care less. Have you noticed that? Because I could care less means you care a lot. So you could care a little less.
Oh. Do you think that's what it is?
I really think that, because that a lot, my friend Cindy, that really, really bothers her. She hates I couldn't care less. Oh, I really think that's it. But I've never experienced Jonathan saying that.
No. I think that might be it. Also, I mean, even if we're not like looking at Jonathan here, like think about it. That's kind of similar to what my pet peeve was, and I doubt he would make two that are kind kind of similar. You know what I mean? Like,
Steven is diabolical in his ways of annoying people.
It's true.
He's annoying me right now. So.
Oh man.
Okay, really? I'm gonna go with I couldn't care less.
Yeah.
I could care less. Is the pet peeve.
That is it.
That's right.
Yes.
No,
You just can't.
Is it for the same reason? Because it makes no sense?
It doesn't make sense.
It makes no sense.
It's I couldn't care.
It's like,
less.
you could care less. That's nice. You care a lot.
Yeah, you could care a lot. You could care a little, but like you care if you could care less.
Like, I couldn't care less. That hurts.
Wow.
You know
So
what
I
I mean?
guess-
yeah.
I could care less. That doesn't hurt. It just makes you. It just annoys you.
So this is the boys cold one lesson of the week. Never say I could care less.
Wow.
This is another lesson. I don't know Billy.
We as the boys.
Yeah, I guess you guys don't just
Grammar time.
Well, okay, I will give Clay real quick. I do agree. When I am talking about something that I really, really love, like I do not need an audience. I will just talk.
And I'm not.
I do know he referenced superheroes. That's very true. That is something I will talk about. You don't even have to listen. But like if it's
And of course, I listen to you, and I love that you do that. But at the same time, I feel like I could just not be listening, and you might still talk.
Yeah, no, I definitely think that's true. But we had to think of a pet peeve. I had a hard time thinking of what. This was more like I'm trying to say something important.
Well, so you're trying to say you're better than me and Jonathan. You go through life without any pet peeves because you're
Okay,
perfect.
that's not what I was saying.
Okay, well that was a very fun segment. Definitely great to have Steve on the show, even though he's been ruining our lives for a while. Now let's go. Did somebody have a new segment this week?
You're right. As you
Yeah,
heard,
I do actually.
We've been trying out some new segments
we've been trying out
today.
some new
Jonathan's
segments.
gonna try one.
Yeah, so usually at this time during the show we do It's Not My Falk.
It's not my
where I judge Jonathan Falk. We'll talk about what these boys did wrong this week and whose Falk it is.
Don't worry,
but
it'll be back.
I don't want you guys to see me as just some like impersonal judge you can't relate to. Like it seems like I have some sort of a bad boy persona going on right now, but I just want to show you guys that like you can relate to me on a lot of different ways. So one thing I want to talk to you about is my favorite summer jams. So
Summer
like
jams.
summer
Ooh, I didn't
jams.
hear about
So
this.
like a lot of times, like when you're reading, I don't know, like what do people read, like BuzzFeed or whatever? You'll see lists of like best summer jams.
Top 10
and
summer
like,
jams.
Yeah.
Everyone has a favorite summer jam. Like
You won't believe number 7.
you won't believe.
So these doctors hate him. So these are jams. These are jams that you love listening to.
I love these jams. Yes. This one particular jam, I just really love the way it sounds, Just anytime I hear this jam, it just really lifts my spirits. I just really feel like I'm like it's summertime when
It's a summer
when this
jam.
jam
Yeah,
is
it's truly
going
the
on.
jam. Summer.
When do you listen to this jam?
So obviously during the summer, a lot of
Okay,
times,
Billy,
a
really?
lot of times at night.
when during what time of day is what I meant?
What time of day? Probably like any time, honestly. Ideally,
What about 6 or 7 a.m.?
6 to 7 a.m. Of course.
Does it provide a certain mood or?
Yeah. Oh, yeah. It just provides that summer kickback, layback mood. This is just the summer jam for me, or at least the summer jam for me this summer. Ideally,
I gotta hear this.
it would be like in a car or on the beach, something like that. So this summer jam it's just like the very best one. It's peach marmalade.
Delicious jam.
It's a great jam.
Oh man, I just love the way this jam sounds. I harvest peaches in the summer, so it's like it's the perfect time. And it just every time I have it, like I even have some peach marmalade right here, right now, and I just feel like I'm on vacation. Like
Right, exactly.
So
Like,
wait, do you
this
shake
is the
these
shake it,
summer
you listen
jam?
to it.
You
You
listen
shake
to
the
it?
jar, right?
yeah, I shake it. I like the way it sounds. It's kind of like a thicker one, so like it has like that special ring to it.
Slosh.
That special slosh,
Yeah.
but like it's not too viscous. So like
No, not viscous at all.
it's just like the great summer jam. Like it usually doesn't make people's top 10 lists, but I think it's like a really underrated summer jam. Like it's a hidden jam for sure.
Well, next time I gotta come to your house. We gotta get some of those jars and just shake them up and listen to them together.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
And maybe winter comes around, we can get some rhubarbs. Some winter vegetable squash.
Yeah,
and just-
some maybe like a pumpkin jam.
Yeah,
Can you
just,
do that?
just slosh that jam around and do a
Pumpkin
great winter
spice jam.
Pumpkin spice jam.
This guy's the jam genius.
The apricot jam is another classic. Yeah, so I really hope that you guys can see that I'm not just like this cold judge that's just giving out punishments. Like I'm a real person. I like jam.
He
Like,
loves jams.
Thank you, Jonathan.
Thank you
that
for
new
your hidden
segment.
jams. That was a really good. That was a really, really good segment. I was worried you were going to talk about a song, actually.
oh, I mean,
Okay.
Yeah,
no.
you hate
Context clues. Okay,
you,
Context
you hate
clues.
music.
Really
You hate
think
music,
about
though.
I hate music. Yeah,
Never listened to it.
That's why we only play one song every time because I just really hate. No, I'm joking. I love music.
Jonathan's a bit.
I
of,
pick out every song actually.
Jonathan's a bit of a music freak. Like literally, he's a freak about it. He doesn't let us listen to any music when he's around. He has to play his Tchaikovsky or whatever. Anyways, it is time for everyone's favorite segment, News on the 39s.
with
Sergey.
Hello, everyone. Good morning. So today for national news, as floodwaters begin to recede.
It is the morning.
It is morning.
It's 12 a.m. and all as well.
For the West Coast listeners.
12 a.m. For
A lot
all
of people
you
just
early
woke
birds
up.
out there. Yeah.
Yeah, this is usually my wake up time.
Yep. So, as floodwaters begin to recede in North Carolina, officials and experts are beginning to count the cost of Hurricane Matthew. Early estimates of property damage and lost businesses are in the billions of dollars for a storm that was not forecast to focus on the state. The storm passed over North Carolina just over a week ago and left at least 26 people dead and more than 2,100 people still in shelters as a result of floods, according to state officials. Moving on, for international news, Iraqi and Kurdish forces have begun an offensive to retake the ISIS-controlled city of Mosul. Mosul is one of the largest cities in Iraq and is the second largest stronghold of ISIS. The offensive could involve over 30,000 Kurdish and Iraqi troops and could take months to complete. Well, that's all the news for this morning.
Thank you very much,
Thank you for the
Sergey.
new take on the Boys Colon hour. It should be the Boys Colon morning.
All right. Well, thank you very much, Sergey. Now it's time for my segment, McDunn's McModern McMysteries.
Mysteries.
So, for those of you who don't know, every week, I go out, try and solve a mystery that's happening around, I'm a little bit of a detective. So, this mystery started this past weekend, actually on Saturday. So, it was homecoming this weekend, for those of you who don't know. And I'm just, I'm walking down 10th Street Saturday night, heading to my pal's house, heading to hang out with these crazy kids, and all of a sudden this car zooms by like
dangerous,
super fast,
yeah.
like these frat guys are just blazing music. They've got strobe lights. They're having like a rager in this car. They're going like way over the speed limit. The cars are literally like pulling.
What kind of music were they playing?
They were like, okay, so they had the bass turned up all the way, so it was like all you could hear was like the like it was ridiculous. It was so high pitched, not even good music. Cars are literally swerving out of the way, pulling off to the side of the road just to let this car through. It's like this giant like white truck type thing, white. It had like a strobe light on the top. Yeah, like they were just blasting lights, blasting music. It was crazy. So I'm like, okay, this is just not safe. This is they went through like several red lights, so I follow them. Where are they going? Of course, frat row. They're probably going to some big party.
Typical.
So I follow them. They pull up in front of some frat house. I walk by. I don't get to see them right away, but from afar I could tell they got out. They were wearing I don't know what the theme of the party was. It looked like some sort of like white toga with like I don't know,
like a white and red toga
with a sleeve. Both sleeves though. I don't know. It was just really weird. There was like a symbol on it. I don't know. It was like a pole with like two snakes around it. I don't even.
Oh, gross.
Anyways, so yeah, some weird thing. So they go into the party. They also grab like this stretcher thing, like this hammock or something. I don't know what I mean. They rush to this party.
Oh, y'all know what that's for.
Wow.
Yeah. So anyways,
that's crazy.
So I'm like, okay, these guys left their car here. They're not escaping my justice.
Wait, but real quick, nobody called the cops?
Nobody called the cops. That's what I was really surprised by. They were probably driving for quite a while. No one calls the cops. They're not even trying to hide. They're literally drawing attention to themselves. But anyways, so I'm like, okay, I'm gonna teach these guys a little lesson, So I jump on top of this white truck, and I'm like, I'm gonna disconnect this strobe light because it is not safe. So I start punching it, I start beating
the truck,
putting all my fury into it. I slip, I fall, I twist my ankle, I hit like a fire hydrant.
Ouch.
You know what I mean? I'm sitting there on the ground, disfigured. Well, my legs are, and I cannot move. I'm like, oh my gosh. The next thing I see, the two guys from the truck are coming back out.
No.
They see me. They grab me.
No.
Put me on the stretcher. So now I can file for like battery.
Battery.
They must think you're a pledge or something.
Yeah, so they throw me into the back of their truck.
And slam the door, right?
Slam the door. I just black out. The next
so much pain, you black out.
I black out. So now, I don't know what they did to me during that time. I'm pretty sure they just beat me up because the next thing I knew, I woke up in a hospital bed.
Oh my God.
Yeah, I know. So these guys are still out there. All I know is that they were dressed in all white.
Okay, wait. You said they're frat guys, probably. Right?
Yeah, they're frat.
So do they have any like frat letters? Like what frat are they?
Yes. I was
3 letters.
Yeah, I think their little outfits said like EMT. I think
Epsilon Mu Tau.
Yeah, Epsilon Mu Tau.
That's one of the most dangerous fraternities.
Yeah, so just keep a lookout for them. They're really dangerous. I don't want any of you guys to end up like me. And if you guys find out who these guys are, please let us know. #WhoMcDoneIt.
Who McDoneIt, exactly. Well, that is a terrifying mystery.
Dangerous. Stay off the streets.
Sounds very, very dangerous. And thank you for being a noble citizen and trying to punch the truck and do your best to damage it.
You're quite welcome. But yeah, this has been McDunn's and McModern.
Well, sorry you went through that.
That's an awful experience, but like I'm glad you're okay now.
I feel like you're stronger because of it.
Yeah, thank you. I believe I am.
Right, so let's real quick. We have time for Steven maybe to talk about a field trip fail he experienced.
Yeah. Mine's not super long. I was back in would have been 6th grade with Miss Batson.
Oh, I hate Miss Batson.
Yeah.
Love you.
No, she was not great. She was kind of bitter, it seemed, a lot of the time. But,
she needs a cold one.
Yeah, she did. She was probably drinking like tea or coffee or something.
She needs some summer jams.
She needs some summer jams. She needs some peach marmalade.
Something needs to change. But yeah, we had a field trip scheduled to go to a bog. Yeah, which is kind of like just like a swamp for those of you who don't know out there. Which in itself doesn't sound super exciting to a whole lot of people, probably.
Maybe not.
Yeah, you're just looking at plants and
bogs,
but you know,
bogs, maybe some bugs.
Probably lots of bugs.
That might sound like.
Oh wow, now he's time.
So you're going on the best field trip of your life.
Getting prepared too. And we're out there, and it's just all outside all day, and it just starts snowing. It's just bitterly cold, snowing the entire time, and we're just in a swamp.
I feel like a snow and a bog are not good combinations at all.
No. So, you know, I'm not a fan of cold myself, and to be stuck outside, except cold ones, obviously.
Of course.
The weather.
Okay.
The weather.
I was scared for a second.
No, the weather.
Thought he was about to show off a Hot One Mafia tattoo or something.
No. I'm clean.
Okay, we're cool. Okay.
But yeah, so that was just my failure was to almost lose a couple fingers at a swamp.
Was there anything eventful you saw at the bog all day?
No, really, just everything was covered in snow. You couldn't really see much.
I didn't even know it could snow in a bog.
Yeah, who knew?
So no Shrek, no like anything like that.
No, I mean we looked around. There might have been a talking donkey, but I might have just been going crazy.
He might have frozen to death.
Yeah, I think Elsa was there maybe.
Was it like an educational experience overall though, or?
Yeah, you know, there was probably some educational parts to it, but everyone was too busy like trying to cover their ears to keep them warm.
So
they couldn't hear anything the teacher said, right?
Well, it was like mid-April, and so nobody was really preparing for it to snow.
Oh no!
So everyone's in their bathing suits.
Yeah, exactly.
Eating bags of soup.
Yeah, we thought this was like
the cold bags of soup froze right away.
Cold bags of soup.
They had 2 popsicles.
Yeah, we had like tanning lotion and stuff. We thought it was like kind of like a beach maybe, but
yeah, exactly. You're like bog, beach, same thing. Let's go.
We were way wrong on all fronts with
even
that
the summer jams froze. Like
and you couldn't hear them.
Those things are thick. Those are hard to freeze.
Oh, when a summer jam freezes,
it can't.
The summer's over when the summer jam freezes.
Man.
But then the winter jams are right around the corner.
Oh yeah.
Okay, so thank you for that interesting bog experience. I'm glad you did not freeze to death or lose any fingers.
Yeah. So
now it's. Oh well, sorry. Can we
Oh no, go ahead.
I'm not listening to you. Okay. Just like usual. Big surprise.
Okay.
I feel horrible about that.
Okay. I'll eat some of your food later. No, I'm kidding. So it's time for some listener questions.
You're gonna have to buy me some food first. I got nothing.
Okay.
Right. So Steven, you asked. Oh, Steven.
Not this Steven.
Not this Steven. A different Steven.
Yeah, I go by many names, but only one Steven.
Only one Steven. I didn't know
Steven with a V,
I didn't know there were more than 2 Stevens in the world.
Yeah, they're all over.
There was one.
All sorts of
It's a tiny place.
impersonators. Yeah,
exactly. Oh, you think this is an impersonator?
Such a rare name, Steven. And
such a rare name.
what are the chances?
Yeah, this is a Steven with a PH. So
that's how you know that he's very
basic.
Yeah, very basic.
But he's a PH name.
Yeah,
I got you.
A PH name shows that you're really into technology and forward thinking. Is what I always
but he's not a PhD yet. He's just a PH. So he's still working towards that educationally. Yeah, he's not.
So Dr. Steven asked, when is it okay to start jumping into a pile of leaves? What's a good selfie pose?
Wow.
Very abstract questions.
Wow.
From Dr. S.
I think those might be 2 different questions, but let's try to answer them at the same time.
I actually think
we should answer them as one question.
So I think the time you jump into a pile of leaves, I mean, you have to have your phone on you at first, because like you need to be able to take a selfie when you have this pile of leaves. So that's the first stipulation. You have to have your phone. When else should you what else should happen to be able to jump into a pile of leaves?
I think you hit it right on the dot. I mean, you've answered your question, each of your questions with the other question. When is it okay to start jumping into a pile of leaves? When you've got a selfie about to snap, and then what's a good selfie pose when you're jumping into a pile of leaves?
I'm very passionate about safety. That's really what I care about, is staying safe. These kids are jumping into piles of leaves out there. It could be bear traps in there. Giant pits. They'll even like pits with tigers in them.
Fire hydrants.
So don't jump into piles of leaves outside. Bring all your leaves inside. Your parents will be really glad you did. Bring all the leaves inside. Assemble a pile of leaves inside so your parents know you're safe. And what's a good selfie pose? I'd say the good selfie pose would be maybe a few years after you jumped in the pile of leaves and you remembered it for the first time. You're like, wow, that's a great pile of leaves. Take a selfie then.
Okay, yeah.
I was
TBT.
thinking,
what do you think, Steve?
As long as you brought the leaves into the house, you might as well grab your TV as you're jumping in and kind of do a selfie with the TV.
Just take a quick selfie with the TV.
Yeah, because if you're
brace yourself with it.
If you're inside, you might as well use what you have around you inside.
Yeah, and you can only ever take one selfie. This is the one picture that encapsulates your entire self. So it better be a good picture.
Exactly. When you take a picture,
so you got to get your TV. You got to get the leaves.
It steals your soul, captures your soul forever. You can only do it once. And that's why I've never had my picture taken. I'm a free spirit a little bit. Next question. Great question, Stephen. Dr. Steve. Braden, very loyal fan of the show. What is the best infomercial? I'm going to take this one straight away to...
Go for it.
Dr. Steve. Dr. Billy.
Dr. Billy. Oh, the best infomercial. I don't know. I don't really frequently... I don't actually pronounce frequently like that. Don't worry. I don't frequently... watch infomercials. Does anyone have a better...
I've actually never seen an infomercial. I already took my selfie, and as I was doing that, I accidentally broke my TV. So I've never seen it. Yeah. So, I've never seen one.
What about Billy Mays? He's got my name.
I always actually thought that the ShamWow guy was significantly better than Billy Mays.
I mean, hey, it's okay.
He's kind of the new and improved, and needless to say, I've bought 10,000 ShamWows in my life.
Exactly.
Oh, wow.
So. That's actually one of the things he does. Is
two Billys, two Stevens? It's getting too confusing.
Yeah, that's why he didn't have any money to pay for the McDonald's, because he spent it all on ShamWows.
And he's actually been eating ShamWows since then because he can't afford any food. Yeah. Best infomercial is the new one that we're working on right now for the Boys Cold One entertainment system. You set it up in your home, and you're good to go. You never have to leave again. It comes with a chair.
Wow.
Artificial synthetic food that's pumped into your gizzards and your body, and you just sit there, lean back, your eyes are stretched open, so you never have to worry about sleep, and just get hours and hours of entertainment. So that infomercial will be airing sometime in the near future.
Okay.
Please watch it. That's my favorite infomercial.
Yeah, it won't be on TV though. It'll just be on the radio.
Just on the radio. So actually, your ears will be stretched open too, and you'll have artificially larger ears implanted on your head, so you can just get all of the Boys Cold One hours bouncing off your eardrums.
And if you buy it now, you can have two for the price of one.
With your tiny little brain.
You can bring a friend along with you,
Ooh, exactly. You can actually sew... Never mind, this is getting gross. Okay. And then lastly, John... So hopefully that's not a Jonathan, because that means you're not the only one.
No, it's a different...
It's probably different, yeah.
It's a different John.
Because you want to be the only one with the name Jonathan. He said, what's the best country you've been to? Ooh. Best country I've been to has got to be the country where all of the people walk around and they love each other, and that country is called
the United States.
No,
it's called the Amish country.
The Amish country, exactly. I was raised in Amish country. I ran away or escaped. No, I'm sorry, not escaped. I ran away about. Before the first Boys Cold One episodes, these guys found me. They shaved my beard, they took off my hat, and they sent me in. But I still have fond memories of the Amish country, the crazy parties we used to have out there, all the shenanigans we used to have. So probably the best country is the Amish country.
But no technology, so he never even heard what a radio was before he came in here for the first time.
I mean, doesn't that make me seem like even more of a natural, though?
Definitely, absolutely, yeah. You were born for this. But,
thank you. Absolutely. How about Stephen? Best country you've been to? You're a bit of a world traveler.
Yeah. Well, I did just return from a short 4-month trip to Kenya.
Oh, Canada, nice. Exciting.
Kenya or Canada, they're all pretty similar.
Yeah, can't tell.
We found they're both somewhere out in East Africa. But yeah, Kenya was actually my favorite in all seriousness. I learned how to milk a cow and go walk to get water.
Do you know how to milk a chocolate cow so you can get your favorite cold?
Well, of course. Why else would I?
Exactly.
So, yeah, they have the best chocolate cows in Kenya. That's actually why I went out there. was for the chocolate cows in particular.
Sounds delicious.
Nice.
Wow. All right, so let's get a few more quick answers for this, and then we have to leave you. We're so sorry.
Yeah. Do we want to talk about Oasis?
Oh yeah. You going to Kenya? That's a great time. So can you talk about? And also, okay, that was scary.
Sorry, my bad.
Very scary. In all seriousness, can you talk about what you were doing in Kenya? Take as long as you want. Take an hour.
Okay.
This is like the one serious part of the episode.
Yeah. Everyone put on your serious listening ears.
Put on your serious pants.
Serious pants. All of you who are in your joking pants or no pants at all. So I was there with an organization called Oasis for Orphans. Now I'm with them full time. I'm working with them. It's a really cool organization. They're rescuing and restoring 110,000 orphans in southwest Kenya. And so they do lots of cool stuff, and one of the best things about it is how involved they are with college students. There's actually a group here on campus. You can find them on Facebook at Oasis for Orphans at IU. And they just spend time just kind of teaching spreading awareness and sharing the Oasis story about what's going on in Kenya. And they do some fundraising. Jonathan is a big member. He's a treasurer.
I'm the treasurer.
He's a treasurer.
Yeah,
I keep track of all the money.
Yeah.
She's a national treasure.
He just sits on the treasure all day.
Yeah. He promises not to launder any of it. It all goes to the orphans.
Exactly.
Oh, no.
And yeah, so if anybody is interested in learning more about it, they can go to the Oasis for Orphans website. We've got tons of cool opportunities for trips to go out to Kenya for months or for just a couple weeks. Or run marathons or 5Ks or whatever you want for us. So.
Or just milk a chocolate cow.
Or milk chocolate cows. I promise, if you go to Kenya, I will teach you how.
Well, great.
Yeah.
Great work you're doing.
Yeah,
Thanks
thank
for
you.
taking time on your schedule to be on our show. We loved having you here.
Yeah, thank you for telling us about it, all of you guys.
And
look for Oasis for Orphans events. Check them out.
Quick reminder.
Great cause.
Quick reminder. I feel like this episode we were actually able to talk about the topic, but the topic was field trip fails. We're going to sing a song about a field trip that we went on that went a little bit in the way of the
Yeah, a
unexpected.
little bit of crazy field trip. Some crazy stuff happened. Maybe
Thank you.
maybe a little love story in there.
Little
Some unexpected twists.
Some love, some pain.
So here's a song about
And real quick, I am very sick, as you might be able to hear my voice and my incessant coughing. So if I run out of breath, I'm fine.
Then no excuses.
You don't need to call the IU Health Center. A lot of people, when they hear me not being able to breathe properly, they call IU Health Center right away and get all these health code things. But just don't worry.
All right, enough excuses. I'm kidding. Kidding.
See if I can we can remember how this goes. We wrote this a few years ago. This year I couldn't go on the class field trip, 'cause my mom didn't sign my permission slip.
So I snuck on the bus, wearing a disguise. I hopped on board and sat next to all my guys.
Then the bus hit a little bump. I was ejected from my seat and I landed in the dump.
I was supposed to be hanging out at Chuck E. Cheese, but now I'm covered in trash from my head down to my knees.
I mean, at least my feet and my calves are safe. I'm lucky my mom spent
Yeah, that was
$5 buying the squashes instead of actually spending the money for me to go on the field trip.
Oh, jeez.
It was the worst field trip of all time. This isn't an appropriate punishment for my crime. The worst field trip forever. Will I go on another one? Probably never. But I knew I was wrong when I saw the garbage man's daughter. She glided through the trash. She swam through it like an otter.
When I first saw her, I couldn't help but stare. She looked like a goddess with banana peels in her hair.
I'm in love. Sorry. I'm in love with the garbage woman. I'm in love with the garbage girl. I'm in love with the dumpster princess. She wears trash around her neck instead of pearls. I told her that I could fulfill her every whim. We could live together in a recycling bin.
And as I got closer to explain all of that, I realized I was talking to a junkyard cat.
Cat, I'm in love with a dirty feline. I'm in love with a junkyard cat. I'm in love with
la bonita gata.
I can't wait to meet her mom and her dad. I'm in love with every whisker and every claw. I would even lick the dirt off of her paw. All my friends would say that I am crazy. They're just jealous because they don't have a girl with rabies.
Wait, rabies? What?
Yeah.
Wait, seriously?
I didn't think it was a big deal, but we did have to put her down a few days ago. But till death do us part, you know what I mean?
Okay, that got dark.
We love you so much.
What a feel
so much for listening.
Great episode. We'll see you next week. We'll miss you until then. Please just continue being an amazing person and don't be stressed and be happy. And we love you.
And thank you, Steven, for being a guest.
Thank you, Steven.
Yes, Steven.
Okay, goodbye.
All right, thank you all very much for tuning in. Good night.